Yo, what the deal, YouTube? This is your man Frank Dutch right here, back at y'all with another episode of Frankie's Corner. And today I have a very special guest, man. My man Asante, the Prince, man. What's good with you, man?
Yeah. What's good? What's good? How we doing?
Man, we doing well, man. Hey, listen, you are an amazing talent, man. You one of the another like great talent that I know, man. So I wanna we're gonna talk today. We're gonna do some talking today, man, about everything, like about how you came to where you are now. First of all, where are you right now? Tell the people where you at.
Man, right now I'm back home, and I mean that in every sense of the word. I'm in West Africa, Ghana,
Hey,
living in the motherland right now.
hey, man. What like how man, what brought you all the way? I know you said it's home, like, but what made you go back over there? Like, cause you was in sunny California, man, beautiful Cali.
Yeah, sunny San Diego, to be
Yeah,
exact.
yeah.
Man, so my dad is from Ghana. My dad was born here in a region called Kumasi,
Mhm.
and my first trip here to Ghana was in 2011, 10 years ago actually. And it's always been to come back and visit family. And I think the best way to describe all my trips to Ghana up until 2019 is like, when you go to Las Vegas and you're not 21
Right,
and you can't do anything, you're just sitting by the pool or going to the arcade.
right.
So every time I would come with my dad, it would just be, we go everywhere together and we meet family and we just kind of sitting, hanging out.
Yeah.
And 2018, I came through on a significant trip to start up a water polo team out here.
Mm.
And then in
Water polo.
2019, yeah, don't nobody know what water polo is.
What
We'll leave it
what
to
tell,
that.
tell the people what water polo is. I listen, I know what water polo is. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you're the man. That's because you're
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
Dutch.
Tell the people what water polo is, man.
So water polo, it's a sport. It's played in the water. It's not like horse polo. There's zero horses, but it's a mix of soccer, basketball, man, wrestling, and I want to say chess too, just for the intellect. You have to be a smart person
Right.
to play the sport.
And
And most people know about the sport because it comes on once every 4 years during the Olympics.
right,
So maybe while you're watching the Olympics, you'd be like, "Oh snap! What's these people dancing on the water with the ball?"
right, right.
Mhm.
And it was no like league over there or nothing like that. Like,
Nothing, absolutely nothing. This was, uncharted territory here in Ghana. In Africa, there are two countries that have water polo, and that's Egypt and South Africa.
mm,
And with Ghana, there's already a good amount of swimmers here, national team swimmers, and some of them go to the Olympics. So swimming has been established in Ghana. This is Ghana Swimming Association.
mm.
But as far as taking it to the next level with water polo, it's nothing, zero, zero, zero. And that's until your boy stepped onto the scene and said, let's
I
make
heard
something
that,
happen.
man. So you about to make it known over there for the water polo, but right now, like Africa is like the motherland of a lot of things, especially music. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Absolutely.
like what are you getting into over there musically? Like what's happening over there?
So let's see. The first, so with water polo is one thing, but music is definitely another thing that I make sure I prioritize while I'm out here. Matter of fact, when I was here in December 2019, I got to perform in a pretty big festival called Detti Rave.
Mm,
And I was the opening act for that festival. And the headliner was Rick Ross.
wow. Wow.
That was pretty hard.
That's
And I
crazy.
think that was his biggest performance of his career because he had the whole audience. And just a wave.
Word.
Um, so but aside from that, recently I've linked up with a producer out here. I met him maybe 2 3 years ago.
Mm.
We got a really good relationship, and I've been working on some tracks with him. So we're gonna do a all Ghana produced little EP here, and
That'll
I've
be
got some homies that are in a band, traditional drumming and guitar. I mean,
oh man.
just taking it back to the roots.
Hey, yo, excited, definitely excited to hear that. Like, I'm definitely excited to hear that. Like, that makes me want to ask you though, especially like now that you're back over there working with those types of instruments and sounds, like, and people as well, um, and creatives also. Like, I gotta say, what are your influences like over there, like when putting this stuff together?
Man, I think it's just recognizing that, like you just said, Africa's the motherland of music, you
Right,
know, and recognizing that before all the beats that we have now, the original way people communicated was off the drum beat. And we were using drums to communicate when an enemy was present in times of war, a funeral, a childbirth, celebration, anything. We would go to the
right,
drums. And that's how you knew, that's how you stayed connected to the current events, you know?
right,
So when I go into the studio record, when I hear an instrumental, I take a bit of that perspective of like, okay, I'm using a tool that has been around since the beginning of time to
mm,
reach out to others in and outside of my own village. So that kind of adds a little bit of more purpose to
mm.
what you're doing with the sound. And that really helps.
I do remember when we first connected, man. Like you know, it was at Signature Sound Studios. Shout out to them. Um, and you when you came, you had these tracks, man, that was like different than anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything that I ever heard before from anybody, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I really liked it, man, because it inspired me to direct you in a certain way. Like when I was recording you, um,
Uh-huh.
like try certain techniques with, you know, where I was placing you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like what influenced you to even pick a beat like that? You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely put something like, you know, in my head to be like, yo, try this. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
where did you even get that track from? Those tracks.
So I got a loud personality, you know, very loud personality. And the track that we did together, Horns, it's a very loud song.
Yeah.
And
Orange, that's what it's called.
more, yeah, yeah, more to that song is that it's not just loud, but it's, you know, organically loud. I think it's just a trumpet, a saxophone, and a drum
Yeah.
in
Mm-hmm.
that track. And I really like the idea of just kind of taking it back and rapping over instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked it because that was a outlet that I saw that I could use my full voice and my full energy to a track that matches the same way. And then with my cousin, the other beats that we went to, I think it's just that the fact that we're family and we have the same African genes, bloods.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the beats that he made, I was able to just kind of craft some lyrics and I was able to match them with my energy as well. So I think it's really just the knowing yourself and knowing what you can put to a track, really.
That's interesting though, because like to me, like outside looking in, like to me, it sounded it sounded like you were crafting a new style. Well, not even a new style. Like you were pulling from influences like James Brown and influences
Yeah.
like, you know, like a lot of other super live performers too, man, because of the way. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's really what inspired me to place you in the places where I was placing you, like how I was doing techniques, um like I would have the mic. So we were recording with a U87, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way that mic picks up, it's a cardioid pattern. So I could place you in different sections of the room and it'll pick it up in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So I push you like further to the left and spaced out, it'll pick it up in that way. You know what I mean? If I put you on
Mhm.
the right and, you know, space you, it'll pick you up in that way. And it made me think of like how you would do at a live show. And like I pictured it like as you were recording it, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it was dope to see like your performances, man. Like what was like one of the craziest performances you had?
Man, one of the craziest
Well,
performances.
first, what made you even want to shift it all the way into performing? Like, was that just a natural thing? You know what I mean? Because it really sounds like it is music to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And our sessions were important too because the live performance to me it comes easy. Really, I'm a live performer. And what took some guidance in growing into was how to record tracks from live performance to a studio session,
Mm,
you know, because those are two completely different
it is.
energies.
It is.
Yeah. So I had to learn, you know, I just had to learn the delivery. And that was something that I really had to grow with. And finding the difference between a stage performance and a studio performance. And being drawn to the live performance is really just kind of a natural thing. You know, I've always liked being able to perform and express myself publicly.
Yo, this your man Frank Dutch right here, man.
Back at y'all with another video.
And I'm doing this video, man, really just to inform y'all of the new way to get to the channel, man. Let me tell you, if you ever want to learn anything about audio, man, I'm talking about making beats or mixing, or if you already got the beat and you thinking about laying your first song, just head over to apexmusicandmedia.com, man, and I'll take care of you, man. Or if you're watching this on Instagram, you can just click that blue bar right there. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it.
And don't forget to subscribe.
I was doing some research on you, and I saw that you had got into some acting too, man. Like, what kind of made you what sent you there? Like, how did it even happen? Because for real, before you answer that, I actually done a lot of research on you, and you
Respect.
Like, no, for real though, because I learned a lot from the research. It's funny how reserved you are, because meeting you, you wouldn't think that, you know, you can play the piano, you can play the bass, you can like do all of these different things, like that. You play water hockey, you know what I'm saying? Like you play water hockey, man. So it's like I mean, like, so how did you even do, like, what did you even, you know, like you got so many layers, man. Like, you got so many layers. What led you into acting?
Yeah. I think my direction. So before I even did this rap, my first like performance guide was stand-up. So I would do stand-up, you know, like, yeah, comedy. Yeah, man, that's what I did before anything, trying to just find the roots, or just trying to find the rhythm, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, but I would go to these shows.
I don't mean to cut across, but I can imagine that's a good way to learn the people too, right? Like, to learn the energy of a room when you're performing. Like, that's important.
Exactly right.
And real quick, I want to say this, like, one of the things that I want people to get from these interviews, like, it ain't even really so much about what's being said as much as it is what's being said, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's certain gems that you can pick up and apply to other things in this field, you know what I'm saying, and in life too, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you were saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, with the stand-up, you know, I did it for a quick minute, and I would go to these different shows and open mics and whatnot. And the one thing that was bothering me is I would see comedians just doing the same jokes at different venues. Little did I know, like, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, same joke, different crowd.
Right.
And that bothered me, and I was like, man, this is like, I don't get it. I didn't get the culture. And another thing that took me away from it is I would go on stage and I would try to be funny. Like, I'm gonna be funny on stage, you know?
Right.
And the jokes, they wouldn't go through.
Yeah, they wouldn't land.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I'd come off stage and somebody else would be like, yo, how'd it go? And me explaining how bad it went was funnier than the sets. So I was like, damn, I'm naturally funny. So it was hard to find it. So I was like, man, screw this. And then the lane to hip hop opened up, because any real hip hop or rapper head will tell you that a good part of our genre is punchlines.
Facts.
So I said, okay, let me just blend the two. Let me do some, you know, high energy punchlines and this and that. But anyways, the stand-up was kind of, you know, learning people and getting comfortable around people. And then I had some connection with somebody who did some TV stuff, background gigs and this and that. And I got in touch with the photographer, did some headshots, and was able to do some short films with some friends from high school that actually went on to win some awards in the San Diego 40-Hour Film Festival. And yeah, there are some like short-lived Fox TV series that you can find me in the background of. And some of those, like, it's cool doing these things because you also see what's behind the curtain on a lot of these reality TV shows, you know?
Yeah, man. Absolutely, yo. I mean, and for real, this with these reality TV shows, you don't even really got to look that far. You can see on screen, and they'll show you behind the curtain. Like it's
For real.
a lot of that stuff be so flawed. I
Same.
remember one episode of one reality TV show I won't name because they're not sponsoring this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? By the way, this video is sponsored by waxyard.com. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you can get that's random as hell. Where you can get this wax yard E18 microphone. You know what I'm saying? It's a condenser microphone.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. Use the code Apex10, get 10% off. Y'all can use the code, get 10% off this joint right here.
Hey,
Pretty much get you free shipping. But anyway, like I was
nice one.
they not sponsoring this video, so I'm not gonna say it. But I'm watching the reality TV show, and you could tell that like the stuff was props, like the chairs were props, like the table.
Yeah.
You know how some stuff you could just tell it's just built for a purpose. Like it's not a real chair. It's not a real, it's not a real.
Props.
Yeah, it's props. You know what I'm saying? And you could just see it. It was set up for them to tear up. You know what I mean? Because they was gonna
Yeah.
fight. You know what I mean? So you could just tell. You could just tell. But that brings me to this, man, because like you were doing the acting thing, and then you got into hip hop some. You were doing water polo and stuff like that. But did you like how did you get on tour with KRS? Like what did that did you run into him on the set of I'm Gonna Get You Sucker or something? Like what's going on? Like how did you because listen, bro, I'm telling you. But just how, bro? How did this happen?
Yeah. House way. Man, you gotta let me think about that one. So I think, let's see, the story with KRS One. The first time I saw him live, it was KRS and Slick Rick for $5 at the Observatory in North Park.
Mm,
And truthfully, when I saw that on the bill, I was like, yo, hell yeah, I know about Slick Rick and I've heard
yeah.
of KRS One. I think I only knew maybe like 2 or 3 songs. I remember seeing him on MTV like years ago, or VH1 or something like that. And I went to the show, and KRS or Slick Rick was the opening act. He did all the tracks, everybody was having a good time. And then I was like, all right, let me see KRS One. Let me see what the deal is. And I'm never gonna forget this concert. KRS One, this man, he runs out like skipping, onto the stage. Nothing but energy, just boom, moving around, running from one side of the stage to the other, like shouting and yelling and bearing aloud. And I looked at this dude and like my eyes got giant and my jaw dropped and I just saw myself on stage. I was like, yo, like that's the energy. Like I got the same vibe.
Yeah.
And I was captivated by the performance. And then I don't know if any of you out there have seen KRS One live in concert.
Man.
My favorite part of the show is he says, cut the music. And then he'll just start, ripping.
Yeah.
Freestyling. And then he'll start preaching about, he goes into his fuck MTV rants and he just starts ranting. And it's just like, and it's not just like a Kanye rant, it's like he starts talking about some philosophy. And I'm like,
no,
yo,
he really be kicking. Like he really be kicking.
real.
He's the teacher. He's
For
the
real.
teacher. He's the
He's
teacher.
out there teaching and preaching. And I'm just like, what, bro? For $5? I looked around and I saw some people crying in the audience. I was like, damn, what?
Yeah.
So that show was incredible. I went outside. I got to meet him real briefly, just show some love, and he shows love. And then the next time I saw him, let's see, it was in a place nobody would expect him to be in, Pacific Beach. And
that's
also
what
he
people come sometimes though, like on the low, yo.
They pull up. And then this time, what he did is he opened up a cipher at the end of the set. And then I jumped up on stage and I rapped a little bit freestyle and passed the mic. And then that was like the second meeting with KRS One. And it was like, all right, cool, what's up? And then I bought a book and he signed the book. And then the third meeting with KRS One is after the Pacific Beach show. He came back to San Diego some months later, did the same thing. Except this time, instead of MC cipher, he had a B-boy cipher. And I went there and I met up with some friends that are in the San Diego hip hop community.
Yeah.
And we were chilling in the crowd, you know, hyped up, just showing love because we know each other.
Yeah.
Then the B-boys, when he said, all right, B-boys, come to the stage, they went to the stage and they were dancing and whatnot.
Right.
And they're tearing it up. And afterwards, you know, it's like, wow, y'all on stage with KRS-One, you know, we were just chopping it up, showing love to each other. And we got everybody's information. And then we did a group chat or something. And they were like, yo, KRS-One just asked us to go on tour with him to be his background dancers.
Mm.
And I was like, yo, that's dope.
Fire.
And I think they reached out to another rapper that was in that group and was like, yo, bro, you down to go? And he's like, shit, man, I wish I could, but I got things to do and I got this and that to do. Da, da, da.
That's what you
So
said?
he's like, all right.
Oh, no.
No, there was, yeah. So let's say there's a group of four. It was four.
Okay, bet. Okay, got you.
And there are two B-boys that were on the tour.
Right.
They reached out to one rapper and the homie, shout out to Rick Scales. And he was like, yo, I got things to do, man. I got to
Okay,
do some
got
stuff.
you. Got you.
And then I said, yo, I mean, if it's cool with y'all, I'd love to hop on. And they said, all right, bet, let's do it.
Yeah.
And we did San Diego, LA, Vegas, and I think we did one more. But man, that was
I know that
just
was
the knowledge, just being on that tour. And then me and the B-boys were homies now. Shout out to Soul Nation. Latin Souls are the homies. Man.
So that makes me want to ask you two questions in one.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you your favorite, your craziest studio moment, but I also gotta ask you, that, but I also that makes me want to ask you now, what's your craziest like on stage moment? What's your craziest on stage moment?
Man, let's see. Like, you know, there was one, I don't know if it's the craziest one, because I've been on stage so many times, man. Let's see. There was one where I was opening up for Black Star. Yeah, Black Star, the legit Black Star.
Yeah.
And get to that point of the show was such a hard, I had to sell tickets, I had to organize transportation, had to do all that, you know, starting level rapper tribulations we got to go through. And I remember I was on the show, I was dancing, and I finally it was my time to go on. So I go on and I do my track, and I'm jumping on stage, this and that, whatever. And while I'm jumping on stage, I think I tripped over my shoe or I fell. I tripped. But check this out. I tripped and then I fell down. And while I fell down, I just kind of kept it moving and danced my way back up to the feet and kept the show rolling, you know?
Hey, you got to.
And exactly right. Exactly right. The rest of the show, it went flawless. And then I got down to the stage and my friends were like, yo, I've never seen anybody recover so smooth from falling down. And I said, yeah, I mean, that's exactly how it is. It can't slow down. Can't slow down at all. You got to keep it moving.
Got to.
And shoot, man.
I want to give you one like stage moment for me.
Sure.
Craziest stage moment as I sit here and think about it, because I've been on stage a few times myself, like for like on some open mic stuff all the way to like you know, big stage stuff. So my biggest thing is making sure like it goes right. You know what I'm saying? Because like if it goes right, that's the craziest moment. If it goes right, I'll tell you why. Like I've been like suffering like from epilepsy for like years. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. But and it is something that I wanna like maybe like bring up as far as like maybe like some sort of donation or something down at the bottom, something like that, some sort of charity or something like for epilepsy foundations or something. I want to find some. But anyway, been dealing with that for a long time. And I was told that I really wasn't going to be able to like do certain things, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, whatever. And like drive, for an example. But one of the things that kind of like really made me like really go is doing the performing. Like when I get on stage and it goes right, because I didn't have a seizure. Because if I have a seizure, right, back then especially, when I was really like a kid, really trying to perform and chase that. If I would have a seizure, I would like totally forget what I'm saying. I would like forget where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
You'll
What I'm
black out.
Yeah, it's a. You ever seen the butterfly effect?
I haven't seen I haven't seen it start to
Okay.
finish, but I've seen pieces.
All right. What the butterfly effect with Ashton Kutcher is, like I like to kind of compare it to that, like how he would go to another place, but when he would come
Yeah.
back, he really wouldn't know like what was what. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it was real bad like that back then. And like, yo, my biggest fear would be to get up there, and black out, and don't nobody know. And it's crazy because those types of seizures that I was having, they look more like I'm freezing up. Like it looks
Yeah.
more like, you know, I got stage fright or something. It's not like I'm on the ground shaking or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it'll just look bad. You know what I'm saying? So my biggest like stage moment is every time it goes right. You know what I'm saying? Every time it goes right. That's my biggest stage moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that brings me to the next one though. Like I want to ask you, like, what's your craziest studio moment?
Yeah. Studio moment. You already know this one
Yeah.
is well, there's two actually. Yeah, two with our studio sessions. The first one is how we linked up because I had arranged to record with the sound engineer Andre,
Mm.
and everything was cool. He said, "All right, pull up." Shout out to Andre. Yeah, Signature Sound. He said, "Dope, no worries. Pull up, man, and I'll take care of you." And I think it was the day of. He said, "Oh man, I'm double booked. I'm gonna have to cancel our session, but let me transfer you to the homie Frank."
Mm.
And I said, "Okay, man, no problem. We'll make it happen." And then we did. We had our session and it was lit. And then we chopped it up and you bounced. And then right when you bounced, I saw Andre. And I said, "Oh shit, what's up, man?" Or I don't think I saw Andre. I think I saw somebody from that session
Yeah.
next door. And they were showing love. I was like, "Hey, I just finished a session next door." And they're like, "Oh, cool. Come on, come check out what's happening in here." And I go into the studio and it's Frankie J and Andre's recording a session. So I'm like, "Oh shit, it's Frankie J, you know, Sugar, show me how you get so fly."
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's a classic right there.
Right, right. Yeah. Sugar.
So come on, baby. So from going to recording the first track to kind of kick off his hip hop career to then sitting in on a Legends studio session
Yeah.
and meeting him and chopping it up with him too briefly. That was cool. That was one cool session.
Facts.
And then the second one, this is a significant one, is back at Signature Sound. I pull up, I walk into the studio and you're there setting up, or you're there already set up,
Yeah.
and you're like, "All right, I got good
Hold
news
on.
and bad news."
Let me pause you right there. What you say
Yeah,
again? I was there already, set up.
yeah,
That's what you
yeah.
said.
That's what I
Now
said.
hold
Yeah,
on. Because this is again a show for people to learn also. This is great stories and all that, but it's
I
good.
see. I see what you're doing.
Get in that studio on time, man. Get in that
For
studio
real,
on time, yo. Treat the people right, man. Treat the people right.
for real.
They coming for you, man.
It's
Coming,
true.
they
It's
coming
true.
for you, man. So
That time is valuable.
make sure everything is right. Make sure you on time. All of that, man. It's important, man. Punctuality is important. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you good. And you're right. It's a good message. Pull up to the studio. You're ready to go. I sit down. He said, "All right, I got good news and bad news." He said, "The bad news."
That sounds like some. Hold
He
on.
said, "The bad news is."
Hold on. Go on with the story though, because what's this? Hold on.
Yeah, he said, "The bad news is the session next door has got a loud bass. They're recording on 10. It may interfere with our studio session, so we might have to wait. The good news is recording next door is DJ Mustard and YG."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and they were cooking. I remember they were doing
Definitely.
something filthy next door, man.
Definitely. I think they were working on from, because I'm a critical listener before I even had to
Good,
take the class called critical listening. I really
good.
think they was working on stuff that was on that Stay Dangerous album, man. I mean, no,
Okay.
um not Stay Dangerous. The one before that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think it's called Still Crazy or something like that. But they were working on that. It sounded like, and it was crazy because YG had just not too long got shot too. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, like
Huh.
I think he was a couple weeks out of the hospital or something like that. And
Mm.
so for that reason, you remember the guy that was posted up by our door.
Yeah.
So I'm saying they had this
Yeah.
big dude. Tell him about the dude, man.
Yeah. They so walking into the studio station before I got the news, I walk in, I hear the sound, and there's this big swole dude, and he's rolling up whatever he's got going on his table, and he's got a phone set up and he's watching something. And I didn't pay it no mind. But then when I got in, after you told me the good news, bad news, you told me that old boy outside was watching Smallville on his phone.
Yeah.
It was just such a conflicting scene because he was a big, one of the goons. And he's
Yeah, he
rolling
was
up
a
and he's just watching
big dude. Big crazy dude, cuz big crazy
black.
dude.
He got a black wife beater on too, man. He was
Wow.
sheesh.
And DJ Mustard and YG was next door. And it was crazy because too, this the other thing about it. I don't know if he had already had it or he had ordered it up there or whatever, man. But he had just got a Maybach and he had it up there. And the crazy thing for me with that situation, not only was they messing up my session, but
Uh-huh.
but but my wife had pulled up to get me some food, you know what I'm saying? She brought the food out to me. But just as she was doing that, somebody had told him to come out and move his car or whatever because he was getting it detailed. And they were sending it around back. Like, so he's at the
Right.
studio in his car detail. He runs across the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? My wife, like right there, you know what I'm saying, seeing him run across the parking lot. I just missed him though, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I just missed him, like walking past. But it was that was a crazy time, you know. One other thing that I want to ask, because this is it's about bringing social awareness to it and just awareness to it anyway. Like how is the coronavirus affecting people over there? Is it affecting people over there? Like what's going on over there with the coronas?
Yeah, well, as all news and media continues to make sure we don't forget COVID, it's definitely a worldwide thing, and we're definitely included in that worldwide pandemic. Um, However, I've got this theory about the African hustle, and that African hustle is different. You know, from what I've heard when I got here, and I asked around that, yeah, that time when the first lockdown hit the world, we were all indoors for about 2 weeks.
Right.
But people are constantly working here because they got families.
Right.
And, you know, working for your goals is one thing, but working towards your goals with a family and some kids behind you, that's
It's a whole
expedites. It's a whole different type of hustle, man. So people are really still thriving and moving over here. And I did some research too, because, yeah, sure, it's a real thing and people are suffering from the consequences of it. But in Ghana, I believe as of recently, there's been about only 550 deaths. And the recovery rate in Ghana for coronavirus is 90. It was 94%, and some cases rose, and then it dropped to 90%.
Wow.
So if you catch coronavirus, you're at a 90% recovery rate. You get a 90% on any test, you're gonna be chilling.
That's crazy because over here they talking about 500,000 people.
It's crazy. It's
yeah,
very
it
crazy,
went past that,
And
matter of fact.
I would even think the population here in Ghana might. I'm not too sure actually about that, but I'm sure there's some similarities. But we are kind of in between. Everyone's wearing the masks. There are no masks, no entry signs everywhere, big billboards of how to stop the spread and this and that. But people are working, people are moving, and we're following the protocols as best we can. And I really feel like our strict following of the protocols is kind of to let the rest of the world know that, hey, we're also doing our part, because really just the way that Africa is set up with the environment, the climates, and with our diets. Everything is very natural from the
Right.
earth,
Right.
herbal. You know, our bodies are kind of ready for anything that can throw at us. And
Right.
then the African spirit too is nothing but resilience. So I
Constant
mean,
energy.
we really are okay. We're doing it, but just because that's what's trending now, we got to continue to do our part and follow the protocols and be respectful. But man, you have to. It's got to be something really, really. You're gonna have to try very, very hard to stop an African from working
I know that's
to
right.
make money.
I
I'll
know
tell you
that
that right now.
because we gotta get it, man. We gotta get it. And I just found out.
Come on.
I just found out recently. I'm like almost half Nigerian. So shout out to all my people. You heard? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm gonna be for real though. For real though.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, as a matter of fact, we like almost half Nigerian. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that makes my daughter full Nigerian. Let's go. Nah. Well, look, man, this has been dope, man. Chopping it up with you, man. Like, I definitely miss being out there with you, man. Yo, we gotta link up soon. I'm gonna definitely get my passport resituated, and we gonna go out there and go crazy, bro. We gonna go
Wow.
crazy,
And
man.
the other half,
You say what?
what's the other half?
Oh,
Somalia?
it froze up on me crazy.
Yes, I'm telling you.
You still froze, bro. I can hear you, but you still froze. It's the epic Asante smile too. I'm a screenshot that. I'm gonna send that shit to you. I might even make that the screenshot, keeping it real, man. I might even make that the screenshot, man. Look, listen, man. This your man Frank Dutch right here, man. Thank y'all for watching Frankie's Corner, man. We lost our guest, man. He's all the way in Africa. Y'all have to excuse it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, man, this video is sponsored by waxyard.com. Go over there right now and get you a goddamn microphone, man. For when you doing your podcast and all your videos and all that, or you recording your songs and all of that, man. Get you one of them janks, man. You need one of them. You can't even do nothing without one of them. You know what I'm saying?